I'll seemingly addressing any and everybody who has, grieved him over the last couple of years. The list includes Nicki Minaj, of course, El Drake, Drake, of course, Kanye West, Oskino, he caught some bars, of course, Dame Dash caught some bars, Tory Lanez and his pops caught some bars, okay? So it was a family lashing at that point. I said Nicki before, right? Yeah, that's about it. Oh, and Kanye West, right? Did I say that before? Okay, anyway. We're going to kind of break this down. Again, I've given my overall takeaways from this. Overall, this is how I look at it. I haven't seen Jay-Z look this upset. He looked a little bit unhinged. There's nothing wrong with being passionate, and even if you're upset, but this wasn't, to me, in a Jay-Z character that I've seen him build and foster over the years when he's kind of laying down.
He was definitely out of character, bro. The man was stuttering. He was breathing hard. He kept pausing. You know what I'm saying? Nigga looked like he was on stage having an anxiety attack. Probably because the nigga decided to come out of retirement at a senior citizen age. Like, how old is Jay-Z, chat? Like 65? You know what I'm saying? Like, Jay-Z too old to be like rap beefing with niggas, bro. Like, it make Jay-Z look corny, you know what I'm saying? But to be fair, right? A lot of people have been sending shots at Jay-Z for the past couple of years, right? You got Nicki Minaj, who's been crashing out on Jay-Z nonstop on social media. You got Kanye West, who actually talked about Jay-Z's kids, which I think went way too far. You got Drake, right? Obviously, Drake is probably the only person that actually has a reason to diss Jay-Z, right? Him having Kendrick Lamar headline the Super Bowl, calling Drake a pedophile in front of the world, right? When Drake and Jay-Z got like 10 songs together, right? Dame Dash, who we all know the history between Dame Dash and Jay-Z. You know, Jay-Z made fun of Dame Dash's dentures falling out of his mouth, you feel me? But Dame Dash has been doing interviews nonstop talking shit about Jay-Z. But the reality is, chat, is Jay-Z behind the scenes does a lot of fucked up things to people, bruh. Him, Rock Nation, Desiree Perez, bro. We've heard so many stories from so many different people in the industry of Rock Nation harassing people, bruh. Forcing people to go to court and do all of this weird shit because they said something about Meg Thee Stallion, bro. And I think Jay-Z is unhinged because he realizes that his true character is out there now, bruh. People are exposing Jay-Z for not being who he portrays himself to be.
This actually seemed like someone who was very upset, perturbed, and disgusted by, I think, his legacy being criticized. I think his name being thrown into things. And I think this was more of a frustrated Jay-Z that was lashing out rather than the Jay-Z we normally see, who seems to have it all in control and is kicking this high-level game. Okay? You guys can disagree with me if you want. This felt like reactionary, with the reactionary, like, man, fuck you niggas, more than this, like, usually cool, calm, like, where he's baiting niggas and almost kind of like being so ominous, where he's kind of like, yo, you know when he did Dear Summer, keep inching into the danger zone, gonna make that, like, he always kind of like did this really dope way of making people feel like they were half delusional, but also...
Oh, Act, you want to know the real reason why Jay-Z's mad? Because Drake just passed him on the Billboard charts for the most #1 rap albums. That's #1. And 2, Drake has the #1 song in the world that's dissing him, bruh. Drake is the biggest rapper in the world. He may not be the biggest artist, but he's the biggest rapper in the world. And he has the #1 song in the country, Janice, Shut the Fuck Up. And now I think it's clear, guys, Janice is Jay-Z, right? Like, Janice is 100% Jay-Z, right? It's now listen, even though Drake was taking shots at Kendrick, he was taking shots at multiple people on that song, I think the main person he was dissing was Jay-Z. You feel me? But what did he say on Janice, Shut the Fuck Up? We know how your OGs is rocking already. The jig is up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got a #1 song, and the song went #1 for the second week straight, and Jay-Z heard that shit. You feel me? Blue, his daughter Blue Ivy heard that shit, bro. Jay-Z feels some type of way about that. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, chat. I think Jay-Z's working on the album. The fact that Jay-Z Like, listen, I don't know if Jay-Z was wearing a wig, because Nicki Minaj said Jay-Z's dreadlocks, the little Basquiat shits he had in his head, the wigs, trying to look like he's from Florida. I heard that was a wig, my nigga, because, bruh, chat, I never in my life seen anybody with dreads comb their dreadlocks out and turn it into an afro, bruh. I'm from Florida, my nigga. Like, now, I got a homie that did cut his dreads, but his dreads was already... like, he wasn't retwisting them. So it was easy for him to cut certain parts off and have like a short fro. But Jay-Z got like a lion's mane on top of his head, gang. Jay-Z got a big old Jackson 5 afro, bruh. You telling me that they picked out the wigs that he had in his head for the last 10 years? And now all of a sudden Jay-Z got a Jackson 5 fro? Nah, gang. That's a wig, my nigga. That's a Tyler Perry Madea wig, fam. I think Jay-Z is working on the album. I think Jay-Z's gonna have Kendrick Lamar on the album. I think Jay-Z's gonna have Rick Ross on the album. And I think Jay-Z's album is either coming out at the end of the year, around his birthday, or in 2027. And I think Jay-Z will be taking shots at Drake. And I think Jay-Z wants that #1 spot back. Now, obviously, all Drake would have to do is put out another album and he would get the spot back. But I think Jay-Z really feels some type of way about that shit, bro.
You know, in me trying to explain or explain like some of the weird stuff that I was starting to see on social media about specifically mostly my team and even myself, you know, I don't know if he was not in the know or playing stupid, but we don't know. You know, again, I'm very transparent. Whatever I say privately, I will say publicly. There's not that much of a secret with me. However, and I'll make this make sense, I questioned where certain things were coming from. And I said, listen, I have a strong belief that a lot of this is coming from Roc Nation. Now, I never knew this. Apparently, Charlamagne has some strong ties to Roc Nation. He's pretty cool with them. Apparently, the CEO of Roc Nation, Desiree Perez, got him like a therapist. I don't know what the hell this is, right? So they're cool. He actually gave an offer. He said, Ak, listen, I'll call up the Roc. Again, I don't know if any of this is being facetious or...
Well, Ak, how did you not know that Charlamagne the God is affiliated with Roc Nation, bro? This is the dude that you look up to. Like, this how I know Ak don't be watching Charlamagne, bro. Even though he loves to say that Charlamagne is like, that's the person he looked at coming into the game. Akademiks is #1 now. He don't be watching Charlamagne no more like he did back in the day, bro. I don't think anybody really watches The Breakfast Club like that anymore, right? But if you watch The Breakfast Club, Charlamagne the God is always wearing Roc Nation clothing, bro. He either has the Roc Nation hat on or he's wearing a Roc Nation shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go back and watch the interview where Jay-Z went on The Breakfast Club, oh man, Charlamagne had mayonnaise from all over his mouth, even a little bit on his nose, gang. Like Charlamagne the God, like bro, it's amazing to see Charlamagne kick Diddy's back in, right? When I think The Breakfast Club at one point was actually a part of Revolt TV. It's crazy how Charlamagne switched up on Diddy, right? When Diddy beat the worst case he was accused of. But when Jay-Z, like, was accused, was in the Epstein, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's affiliated with the Epstein files. Not saying he's actually in the Epstein files, but there's reports of him in the Epstein files. You got the situation where we find out that Jay-Z knew Beyonce when she was underage. You got the situation where Jay-Z's alleged son, the guy who Jay-Z's son who's claiming that, you know, Jay-Z was with his mom when he was underage. You don't hear Charlamagne talk about any of this, bruh. You don't hear Charlamagne the God talk about any of this, bruh. And this is how you know Charlamagne the God is compromised, bruh. It's obvious that he's under payroll from Roc Nation, right? Ak just said Desiree Perez got him a therapist. It's obvious that Roc Nation cut Charlamagne the God a check every month. You know, either that or Charlamagne is just the biggest Jay-Z fan in the world. Similar to how Ak is a big Drake fan, like myself, right? But Charlamagne is a snake, bro. He's a two-faced person, bro. And Charlamagne, I believe Charlamagne is going behind Akademiks' back, telling things to Roc Nation and Jay-Z 100%, bro. So, Ak, you got to be careful with what you say to Charlamagne, bro, because he's telling all of your business back to Jay-Z and Roc Nation.
Listen, I'm honest. He said, listen, I'm going to call up there. I'm going to see if they got a problem with you. And I'm like, really? He said, yeah. See if they got a problem with you. Because I don't know if Roc Nation had a problem with you, they would just come at you. And I'm like, you sure? He said, yeah. Pretty well, I make a call. Safe to say I never got a return on that call, but it's okay. He told me he was going to tell me no matter how it went. So anyway, throughout the conversation, I said, listen, you know what? I've never met Jay-Z. I haven't had a conversation with him. But, there are certain things that kind of line up. And that's why I think, people are safe to have these assumptions that maybe Jay is, whether he is commissioning certain things to happen, but he's in cahoots. Now, this is one of the few things that I was told by Charlamagne, which I'm like, again, I'm not going to accuse him of being a liar, but he's clearly wrong. He says to me, and I think we started talking about Drake a bit too, and he says, yo, you heard what Jay said on the...
Yeah, Charlamagne just got exposed by Akademiks, man. So guys, Akademiks has been saying his whole career, Charlamagne the God is the person that he looked up to when he first started doing YouTube, right? Charlamagne the God reached out to Akademiks and said, yo, Ak, I'm affiliated with Roc Nation. I got ties to them. I'm going to make a call on your behalf and see if they have a problem with you. Fam, Charlamagne made the phone call and never called Akademiks back. Never called him back, never talked about it. You know what that means? That means that Charlamagne picked a side, bruh. Charlamagne picked Roc Nation, Desiree Perez, and Jay-Z over his relationship with DJ Akademiks, bruh. When Akademiks is one of the few people in the industry that has given Charlamagne the God his flowers. Because let's be honest, guys, you don't see a lot of people on YouTube say that they started doing YouTube or making content because of Charlamagne the God. They don't say that, right? If anything, they say it's because of Ak, right? But Akademiks exposed Charlamagne, bro. Like, Charlamagne is a snake. He's two-faced. And Charlamagne is doing things behind the scenes. Like, guys, did you guys see how when Drake's album was about to come out, Charlamagne is leaking all of this information about what's happening with Drake's album? He leaked that Future's on the album. He leaked that they were filming stuff at the CN Tower. Bruh, there's a possibility that he got this information from Akademiks. What if Akademiks had a phone call with Charlamagne and he's just and Charlamagne's just going behind Ak's back, just leaking? Who knows, right? Maybe it's from maybe Roc Nation found out. Who knows? But what I do know is, bruh, is Akademiks, bruh, you got to cut off Charlamagne the God, bruh. He's a op. He's a op. He's a snake. Stop talking to him. Don't say nothing to him, bro. He's picked a side, bro. Bro, Roc Nation and them made Akademiks go to court. They made Akademiks go to court over Ak's content that he made about the whole Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez situation, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like Roc Nation, they really been coming at Ak, bruh. So Ak, be very careful with Charlamagne, bro. And listen, I'm going to assume that Ak doesn't talk to Charlamagne no more. I hope he doesn't, because Charlamagne the God is 100% a snake, bro. He's a snake, Ak. You got to understand, anything that you say to him, bro, especially anything that got to do with Jay-Z and Roc Nation, bro, he's going behind your back and telling them what you're saying, bro. I'm telling you, gang. Bro, and this is just allegedly, bro. I seriously think Roc Nation got Charlamagne the God on payroll, bro. I think they give him a whole bunch of Roc Nation clothing for free. I think they cut him a check, and I think he's secretly a part of the team, bro. So with that being said, it's your boy Days. Make sure y'all subscribe, thumbs up the video, click that hype button for your boy. Most importantly, let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Shout out to Akademiks, man. It's your boy Days. I'm out.